Okay, so
Is
hopefully
it
it's
recording?
recording fine.
Okay,
Let's see.
we'll see.
I'm having bad reputation these days for recording,
As a record, yeah, man, you lost your reputation. What
the
happened?
problem is like I always change the LED settings, and now it's recording, but I set it so that LED doesn't flash or something.
LED, you mean the screen? The back.
There's indicator on the front,
Oh,
but I turn it off because there's an option to turn it off, which is really stupid. Anyways, let's see. I hope it's fine. I mean, battery-wise, it's fine. Then it's fine. Yeah, should be there. We're not gonna talk for like 1 hour, so.
no. Although we have so many things to talk.
Ah,
Welcome, Naoto, to PAF.
thank you.
We are really happy to have you.
It's nice to be here.
Yes.
This time it felt like when I noticed I was here, kind of like, because it was like so many things happening before, and of course I was planning by myself, but it just felt like, it's not like I arrived, but like I'm just sent here, and I'm here.
You are said, okay, you're sent there as a package.
Yeah, just like watching a movie, and then okay, now I'm here.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, I feel more relaxed here.
Yeah.
And yeah, today's off, quote unquote. I don't think I will take the next one because I know the basics. So I'll skip it, and then we have the meditation, I heard.
Yes, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That's at 7.
Yeah.
And that would be like soft heart, like you do you use the body to charge the body, like with some body practice.
Okay.
And then you release it with a lot of energy. So you charge the body softly, and then you release really strong, and you do cycles on that.
Okay.
I think it's like that.
We'll see.
Would be nice.
So what's been happening?
Oh, live. So, yeah.
Did you have enough rest these days?
Well,
like
it's
since
getting better.
Being here, I think it's
Getting better. I don't know if you noticed, but like for instance, having more. Like today, I feel better, but like since I arrived, I'm like, my body start feeling like here I can rest. So I'm like just dragging myself because my muscles are like. So, but I think yesterday I crashed at 10:30 and I woke up at 4:35, something like that. So I sleep quite long, for like 7 hours I think, which is long for me. Yeah, that's super long. The previous days I think I was sleeping just for hours for maybe 2 weeks.
And you were we were in Hamburg.
We were in Hamburg.
Which was the last chat. I mean, it's official chat, but
It's a chat. Yeah, it's framed as a chat. It's a chat with public. It's a shared
public,
chat.
yes.
Chat with questions and options.
Exactly. And the one before, I don't remember actually which one I did upload. I mean, in terms of like.
It was the one in Dortmund when you with the green shirt. I just saw it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Ah, in the lab. Where we did a chat. Yeah,
that was nice. I saw that the whole one. It was nice. But that was very nice.
And we had a nice camera, which I don't have anymore.
That was a nice camera, man.
Yeah.
I was checking because I borrowed one from my school. That's why I was asking you someday. And I don't understand how. I think it's more a 360 camera for live streaming.
Oh, the 360 camera.
The one that I have, it like. Because the storage, which is internal, no extension, is less than 100 gigabytes or something. It's like really small.
Yeah.
So, but I was checking. I didn't spend so much time, but I was checking, and it seems more like something to live stream 360 video, which I don't understand but I just see the camera. The box is more like that.
But the camera I meant is the proper camcorder.
Ah, sorry, like the I think it's called like a home cam, no? No, video cam.
Yeah, like this old school thing, you open the display and
I think originally those cameras were made like as a family, a family
Yeah.
product, like
Yeah.
for recording your memories and stuff, traveling.
Kind of always this advertisement that parents are holding this and chasing the kids in
Right.
a competition or in a park or whatever.
Going back maybe 1 second again to the camera, this one, the 360, what I found amazing that I could still not understand is like the stabilization of that thing is incredible. Like I haven't experienced, for being such a small format, form factor, it's just incredible. You have this, what it's called like in cinema, these dolly pans, like no, like so smooth, like when you're walking.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works, but I think because it has 360 reference points everywhere, so you can quite accurately find the how do you say this vibration or this disturbance or whatever.
And then just take it away the noise basically. From
Yeah, that's kind of. I think it's more like computer vision, but
yeah, I was thinking there should be some. I was thinking also there should be some computer vision that
Yeah.
they just select from all the image what will be displayed.
yeah.
It's incredible.
I mean, this has two.
Yeah.
It's quite smooth actually. I can show it to you.
Yeah. Once we did a video walking in Vienna. I remember. We saw the footage after, and then you still
In Vienna or at Solverein in Essen?
in Essen, in
that
Essen,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
in Solverein, yeah. I remember. Yeah. Okay, so what up?
Well, I don't know. Like, I just feel like maybe just like
Something
update like where we have been because
So the last time we were talking about like basically you were weeks like 2 weeks before finishing your long residence in Dortmund, right?
right. So we were in the lab and we still had all this stuff which we don't have it anymore. We don't have the space anymore because we finished officially the project with Floor. And
Hola, Flor.
and what? So yeah, that project was good, successfully finished. We have a lot of footages. I'm writing the wiki article.
Nice.
It's quite interesting. I mean, of course, 5 months of project. It's really something. Like full time working for 5 months and then.
I will still write this review on your project.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I have it in mind to do.
that'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's something that can still expand. Like because Flo and I were talking about how to continue and the next phase. Obviously, we don't have the space anymore, and I'll be traveling, and we'll have the distance, and we collaborate over distance. That's kind of the idea, but I think it's also we shouldn't overlook on the reviewing the material and what to do with this, and also what we learned, just to write down, talk about it. Also, we have this interview video we made.
Yeah, I want to see that. Like, is it online or can you share this with me?
It's not. So Mario, he's working at the theater, the academy. He's editing it right now. But basically, I made a annotation like a few days ago. Actually, on the train to Paris, I was watching the video and annotating every minute this, and gave him instruction which part to leave, which part to take out. But I have the original material, so
Okay.
I can send it to you.
How is it like the original rough?
So it's like 40 minutes. And,
Okay.
but I think it's a bit too long for dissemination, let's say, to send it to important people, so we have to keep it short. But I think the original material is also interesting. They have like a lot of details that are very interesting about the project. So that's that.
And the theater, digital theater of Dortmund. How it's called that?
The Academy for Theater and Digitality.
Academy for Digital and
Akademie
It's
für
German.
Theater und Digitalität.
Academy for Theater and Digitalität.
Yeah.
Yeah. With somebody actually was a good question because like so now I'm involved in this project with the one in South America. So I was writing this thing to send to them, and then some people. Then I shared with somebody. Who was it? Like yeah, the person who hosts me in Paris. She was asking me, okay, so she got what we were doing, like, and then I can speak, to be honest, with about digital dance, um, but if I so about digital theater, and then she was saying, no, I understand digital dance makes sense, but what is digital theater? And I was like, oh wow, that's a good question. I don't know. What is it? I think it's more complex to try to grasp.
I mean, I don't really know. I mean, it's a bit. I feel like the funny thing with this fellowship or the residency we had is that we didn't have a theater, right? We just had a studio.
The backstage of the theater of Dortmund.
Exactly.
Somehow.
We were never on the stage, but it was framed as theater and digitality. Which I'm not saying it's good or bad. I think it's kind of the interesting question if you think about digital theater, because then if you look at, for example, like Kafai's project, Troy Kafai. Hello, I don't think you're watching, but
if you're watching,
don't say that. Me. No, I like him, but so after we finished the project, we were in Hamburg, and Kafai was also there, so we were hanging out. Also, we saw his presentation, and like his project was like shown in Berlin, but also the performer is in, which one was it? Indonesia?
No, I think Thailand.
Thailand?
I think in Thailand.
Yeah, because he has collaborated everywhere in Asia. Anyway, so they have this separate studio, and it's a theater piece, but they don't like they have this green screen studio space, but it's not a theater that the dancer is performing at. And also he's mentioning like this Twitch or like live streaming, which also is not, it's not a stage, right? It's just like your home studio.
Right.
But it can be a theater.
But like I will say, like somehow then that kind of, that's, I think, taking something as an example of like digital theater. I think Kafai is an easy example to speak about digital theater, because in our case I think it's more like digital dance. On Kafai's work, the stage, his approach, there is a lot of this element of representation, which happens very often when you speak about theater. The element of representation, identities, and all these subjects, and are at the core of things that I have seen from him. So in that regard, like theater, if you speak classically on theater deals a lot with representation.
Yeah, and yeah, in any case, like how he works is like there's theater and there's dance as part of his theater piece. It's not like a dance piece.
No.
So why I'm saying, digital theater.
Digital theater. Yeah.
And what was the so we were in Hamburg.
Invited by Jan.
John, thank you so
Jan,
much.
thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Who's watching? Please comment below. Who's actually watching this video?
My grandma. No, my grandma, like mi abuelita, no creo que esté mirando mi abuelita. But if you're watching, grandma, first you won't understand these words. But muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
So, but no, like just to like
thank you, Jan, and
the Jan. I think was a very nice. At the beginning, I was a bit skeptical when I got there, and I thought like, oh wow, this is so many different levels of things in here. Like not everybody was like hands-on technology. That was my impression at the beginning. I thought it would be a bit difficult to work, but to be honest, in the experience of the days that we were there, I think I learned so much. Also listening to these points of view, so much.
Yeah, so we were like around 20 people. Well, less than 20 people, I think. Like people outside
in total.
yeah, let's say, yeah, people from Hamburg, well, working in Hamburg, and people outside Hamburg, and we had this kind of yeah, curated group.
I think we
Working
were
group.
more like close to 15. We were
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah, and we had sharing and also kind of more hands-on things like the first workshop we did.
Actually, it was the first work that we did that actually we invite you to watch. They cannot watch the workshop because the camera guy, he
Screwed
forgot
up.
he forgot to record our first workshop, which actually ended up being our practice number 100.
No, the first 40 minutes is there.
Yeah, it's true, it's true.
The
Yeah,
last
yeah.
20 minutes.
So look at here, or here, or here.
Yeah, I think
or
on
here.
YouTube you can do it here, but I'm lazy, so I don't do it. But sometimes it appears here.
Okay. So anyway, just like you'll see some link or something that, yeah, and then there you can see that was our first workshop. And what do you want to say about it? How do you? Yeah, let's start from there. Like,
Yeah, because this is
what
basically-
did we did? Like, let's just describe what happened.
Yeah, so we had 1 hour of practice and then 30 minutes of chat.
Yeah.
And in the 1 hour, we just started the timer, the counting for 1 hour, and as always, we finish at 1 hour. But the difference is that we had other people in the space, and also we first explained some, not rules, like code of conduct. more like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's very good, yeah.
Yeah, and but also like we didn't say anything about like technology or what we do
No, true.
because that's well, someone asked.
So at some point people ask,
Yeah,
but I think like the way how we introduced it was very. So we were wondering how to do this workshop, and then we thought, okay, let's use this hour for doing a practice from where we started, like introducing the body. So we do this exercise where people basically get some awareness of the body in the space already. Also, then we share some code of conduct where people understand how to interact or not with the space. We forgot somehow, but now we learn to mention to leave things as they found it. Like
yeah,
there was
well,
the
like-
case of
So something to add to the code of conduct is
Yes.
to like basically not to break things
Yeah,
or
yeah,
things have to return to the original state basically. I mean, of course, your body cannot because you get
no, and
tired,
also I
but-
think that doesn't work that much because, for instance, they're props. So if you use, for instance, the balloon, you cannot just return the balloon to the initial state of the balloon.
No, but that's the thing. Like, if like we can make exceptions if there's constant, and those things that will be broken anyways, like tape or paper. But paper can be someone has some kind of precious paper that don't want to tear it to pieces. But if there's like a random printing paper, you can just do whatever you want to do. So I think that's something that we should mention, that we should have some kind of consent on what you can break or not, because should I say it? Actually, it was this sock.
Yeah, right.
It's this one that someone
Very nice
drew
socks.
on the sock, and
With a
I was a little
green
bit
marker.
afraid of it. But that was like watercolor, so I could wash it out. But please don't do that anymore.
And whoever did it, who was the person who did that? You know,
I don't know. But
So-
but Jan told me that she drew the fish on my
the tattoo.
yeah, on my leg, but thigh. But that was okay because you can wash it. We know that, and the penguins need fish, so that was great. Anyways, we started with code of conduct, and then like we just set up like 2 computers, like we do in the performative, like hybrid performance.
But it was so interesting that people were just like smoothly into performance basically, and they were just using the space as their own. Like there was not this, like if we think for instance that the time where we were at the Impulse Dance the last year when we did the first time of a hybrid performance, this idea that basically there's public in it and we are on the same space, physical space, which normally is not happening because the practice is started as a digital or like a net telematic work, um, meaning from normally me from Brussels, now to from Cologne. Um, so at the Impulse Dance the last year, what we did, and the way how people were interacting with, there was so much distance and so much like gazing of like what is these guys are doing, right? But in Hamburg was so fluid. Like I think within minutes, like people just start like feeling comfortable with the framework until they draw even like the socks. But yeah, so people were just like absolutely amazing. They were so nice.
Yeah, and also we mentioned that to ask people to bring an object they want to work with, and I think that helps. I actually don't know who brought what, except the kokeshi. This Jan brought this Japanese wooden toy.
Right.
Other ones I actually don't know who
No,
brought
me
what.
either.
I brought this. No, what did I bring? I brought my T-shirt.
I brought
the
makeup. I brought unused makeup. My eyeshadows.
But I think in like what you said is interesting. This difference because it's also like we made conscious decision. I mean, at the Impulse we were. It was like framed as like a sharing that we do something,
Yeah.
that we share something. Although we could have said we do a workshop, but that
But
time we
back
didn't.
then, like we were not even talking about workshop.
I'm not sure. Like around that time, I think.
Around that time, we started like, but at the same time, I think we just like confronted with this challenge of have to communicate a language that we have developed, and already we started like talking, I guess, there back then, and I'm so happy actually that the workshop ended up being like that in Hamburg, because as I shared with you, I was quite stressed, like thinking of maybe I was over engineering things in my head, like also in terms of concept, like I want really people to to get with this idea of like the strategies rather the content and all this kind of conceptual approach to the practice that I share when we did our formal presentation, which by the way we didn't mention, but so the format that we have is like we propose a workshop which was for the 20 or the 15 participants, which in a way all of them, they are somewhat more or less related and they know how to work with technology. So from that point of view, they could be kind of like an ideal, or the target group, like as people who work with body and technology, let's say. In the Impulse Dance was not like that.
No, it's opposite.
Yeah. So so we have this workshop, and then I think 3 days after or 2 days after, we have a formal presentation that was open to the large public, in which we have just 7 minutes officially, but they end up being like 10 minutes, I think, to speak about. So just like a proper classical presentation of 10 minutes where people speak and share their work. And it was the first time that we decided to do a chat in this way of like, kind of like just really presenting and telling a linear, in a way, story. But I think we did a good job, and I approached it more like conceptually, tried to put the slides in that way, and then Naoto came with a more loose but still executive way to present his
Corporative?
corporative,
No,
like with
it's not.
TED Talk. And I work out, I think, very well.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a bit like afraid of like kind of repeating because you had your part, I had my part, but we didn't really like put content together. But I think it also works that it was so, complex and rich thing that we always want to like add more things to it when we present, but people won't really get it. I mean, not that people are smart or stupid, but it's just like it's too much.
It's
And
a lot, yeah.
If we first like encounter this, it's hard to understand.
Yeah.
I think it's good like we take like different path to explain our experience and what we how we see the project, the about this practice, and that also is like the core of the practices.
Because I
Actually.
think it's more like that thing that was very honest, because that's the way also how we approach it very much.
Totally.
Like then, and that's the way how we also do applications.
Yeah.
We help each other in things in these things. That's the way how we approach it. Uh, if I will doing the application alone, or if you will doing the application alone, we will be lacking this other part that the other person can. So we have found this way. So it was, what I'm saying is that it was honest. It
Yeah.
was very
Yeah.
honest, and it's not far away of the way how we are approaching applications and serious work. And yeah,
By the way, I was for other project I started reading some of my journals and like long emails to a friend, and I at one point I was writing that I think around this time of the year last year that we were writing with Joanna, or a bit earlier actually, and it seemed I was super stressed because it felt like, you know, in the end it was good, like how it worked. I mean, the application didn't go through, but I think it was really interesting exercise. But I think I had a lot of like conflict, or like, you know, kind of feeling in between, like same as like when we were working with Floor. That yeah, it's just like when we were three of us, like think this balance, this asymmetry becomes way more complex. It's like three body problem.
a three-body problem.
That's suddenly,
Absolutely.
like, you cannot solve it.
Yeah. So we are here, by the way, like on the framework of this chaos theory workshop, which is a very complex subject. By the way, it's a very
Totally.
complex subject, and it's very chaotic. Yeah. So totally. No, going back to what you're saying, I think that, for instance, with Joanna, the things were like so smooth afterwards. Like, I really appreciate that we have that exercise. We didn't got the grant, but what we wrote is part of the publication
Yeah.
that I have, like some selection. I really enjoyed that time that we spent with her, and at the end it went fluid because there was some conflict before.
Yeah.
So, like for instance, if I don't want to go personal as well, let's try to not be personal. Like, so I was invited by Naoto and Flor to be their mentor on their project in the academy. So I was with you guys like for 12 days, I think, in a really fancy hotel, by the way. I don't understand why I could not receive more money and less fancy hotel. Anyway, just that I remember that I think like in the experience for me, like I went with this idea of like, okay, now Naoto and Flora are working. Already I visited you guys like I think 1 month before, or a bit more than 1 month before.
No, even earlier, like March or something.
It was early, it was winter, it was cold. Because yeah. So I went to visit you guys, and then you have somehow this stage with a lot of artifacts and a lot of concept around this, what it became at the end, this internet browser somehow, but in a physical space. So there was a lot going on, a lot of experiments that you guys were doing per week, and as a research, more as a lab. But then when I came, so since I came back then, and then when I arrived, I already was thinking like in the time that I'm there, also because we were colliding with Olivia Jack. Olivia, if you're seeing this, super nice to meet you. Your dog is so cool. I keep on seeing her stories, and she was traveling with her dog, and so cute. What's your name?
Cuba?
Cuba. So freaking cute. It's a Colombian dog. Colombia, unite us. Anyway, in the coming months we will have from Colombia more of these conversations. Anyway, so we have a really short time to. Originally, the idea was to work. How many weeks? Like originally, what we thought.
4 weeks.
Like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end, so we did like. I was there 12 weeks. 12 weeks. I was there 12 days. And Olivia was there for a few days. So we were like, I think you were quite ambitious with the many things, but at the end we did so many things.
Yeah.
We did so. I realized that we did so many things. What I'm trying to share is that. So I arrived, and then I have this agenda. Like my agenda was like to share with you guys like my experience on on being on stage, basically. So sharing my experience on the body on stage, and yeah, that was at the core for me. Without the need to like refer you guys too much to text or like going too deep into research of the body. Specifically, before back then I thought to use the book that I was using in Motion Bank, this about choreographies, drawing choreography or something like that. That it was like this book, big book that at some point I share with you guys.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of the book is this sense making. And so yeah, I think it was great. Like we tried right away practicing. So one thing to say is like because and so Flora and Naoto have a practice, and Naoto myself we have a practice, and we share a lot of the strategies how we approach the work. When I came and we start jamming was like I was there with you from the beginning. Like it was very smooth the way how we didn't have to explain now we do this and this. From the beginning was just really smooth. But then after I proposed like let's do this without elements, because it was important for me for you guys to yeah, there was an idea how to approach this body, and understand timings, intentionality, representation, if so. And I think it was great. I was happy. Like we did that. What I thought it was very complicated to do, we did it. I think in 3 days. When we had this discussion after I think 3-4 days when we were sitting at the back that I shared with you guys. I thought like for me what I really wanted to share, I thought it was achieved. And then after Olivia arrived, and then Dome, and then Rotterdam even.
Oh, we went to Cologne.
Yeah, like to Cologne also. Cologne was amazing also.
Thanks, Christian.
Thanks, Christian, if you're watching.
I don't think so.
This is like we're repeating. This is like at the disco. There's like,
who's watching this really? Seriously.
Who's watching?
But I get like always like 10 views or something. Like who are you?
Yeah, please. Somebody said who are. Please, for real. Identify yourself.
Anyways.
One is me for sure. Maybe it's me like 10 times I'm clicking. No, that doesn't work like that, no?
I don't know.
You need to really open or being like incognito, things like that.
Yeah, I think so.
So no, I could be maybe twice. Could be maybe twice me,
yeah,
but not 10 times.
Like always get 1 or 2 likes. So
I like it.
You like it?
Not always I like it, but like normally I would like it.
Yeah. Anyways, so we had a lot of things. We did a lot. Like really, like if you really think so. Yeah. Like in 10 days, I shared the politics of. I shared my foundings in dance. I share my foundings in the body on stage of 15 years in 3 days. I was really happy from on your work, because that was applied on your work. So in 3 days I was satisfied with what we got, and from then Olivia Orca happens. We are like super excited now with this new live coding environment that is called Orca, developed by 100 Rabbits. Then starting like working more really coding, we blend Lab and Hydra in a more performative way. Already you have proposed that. Live Lab, you create already, you put together Hydra inside of Hydra at some point, no? Yeah, so Olivia made this version of Live Lab Flock is embedded in Live Lab that you can use video streams from different people in like directly into Hydra, so you don't have to do screen sharing and stuff. And you can that code is shared with the other person, so you see actually the same thing, but it's not like streaming it, but the Hydra is like taking same videos and doing all this Hydra stuff.
I don't get
the
it.
same way.
I don't get that still. I don't understand how it works, but it's okay because I was trying to understand that when we were there, and I feel like, no, I cannot do that, and other things at the same time. So I didn't understand how it worked. It worked. It was very nice actually, like because like she came with something, but then we pull it like the last thing that we have was very okay. Before we have to refresh some things constantly, but then afterwards just like
yeah.
you open and was working.
Yeah. So,
you guys use that thing also for the workshop you gave, right? Did you use that or not? The
I
workshop
think that
you
was
gave?
just Flock.
Okay.
But then, like, I decided to. So, I don't know if. Yeah, we did workshop in the dome, and basically, like, Floor explained like how Hydra works, and like some small code snippets so people can start editing the code. And then in the end, we surrounded the dome and opened the Flock session, so everyone's like sharing the same screen and coding with each other. But the difference from the normal Flock is we made it so that, like, you have this like 2x2 thing, but in the dome it's better if it's like a full screen instead of like divided into like squares.
Yeah.
So I made a small script to cycle through different renders. So like first one is like the 0 output is there, and after a few seconds it switches to 01,
nice.
2, 3. But on your computer you see the overview of everything, so you can just focus on.
And on your computer you will see the grid.
Yeah, just on the dome.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe we should try to close soon because there is this workshop of mathematics, fundamental mathematics.
I'll skip it.
That is part of this chaos theory workshop.
No, because I know it. So.
Yeah, because you already studied engineering.
But enjoy.
I think I will do, but I will see, because the thing with Puff is that you have to share space, so then sometimes becomes very convoluted because of the levels are so different. So we'll see. I mean, certainly I'm a beginner also. I know, I guess, some fundamental things from just coding. So like just having this math reference of mathematics will be interesting.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, yeah.
And yeah, okay, so there are more things coming, but we can come back on this.
Yeah, because we have to talk about what happened in the workshop and stuff. We just didn't talk about in Hamburg.
Yeah, and there are
we
other
have to
things.
Continue. And
other
then
things.
What's happening here and all these things.
Like the future also, like we have to talk about Colombia. There's so many things happening.
Yeah.
I'm going to CERN. Like, there's so many things happening. Arte Electrónica is coming also. Naoto habla español ahora. Mándale un saludo a mi abuelita, por favor. Un saludo a mi abuelita. Mándale un saludo. Hola, abuelita.
Hola, abuelita.
I really want to show this to my grandma.
Yes, do it.
Okay.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Suscríbanse al canal.
Please subscribe, like the video.
And the 10 people who are watching, please
comment something. Yeah, like, I mean, you don't have to comment, but I appreciate if you comment.
Because it's just, we don't know who is these people. I know one people. Anyway, so bye.
Bye.